Are we starting?
Yes.
Is we're recording?
Yes.
Welcome to our podcast. Tea is good, books are better. This is Jess. And that's Raven. And
You did it all wrong.
Oh. Oh man. Game of Thrones is an hour. Game of Thrones is on in an hour.
Welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better. The podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
Jess.
And that's how you start this podcast.
Fuck yourself.
Ouch. Alright. Should we just fucking get into it?
Wait, first off, the tea we're drinking. Peppermint Amour by David's Tea.
Peppermint Amour?
Yeah. Peppermint Amour.
Let's try this.
Oh, it's a bit
It's
hot.
freaking hot as hell. It's like lava. Just the way I like it. Ooh!
Definitely tastes like the peppermint.
Tastes like Christmas, yeah.
Tastes like gum.
Gum. Oh, yeah, like, okay.
That's the only kind of gum I like. It's peppermint.
Yeah, okay, I getcha. Alright, so in this in this episode, we're gonna be doing Cry to Heaven, chapters 5 and 6 from part 2.
Yay! And that's the end of part 2.
That will bring us to the end of part 2, correct. So where did we leave off our characters, Jess?
Ah, shit. Every time.
You had one job!
Tonio and Carlo are hugging each other after a big fight, and they don't hate each other, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Tonio said at the beginning of that chapter that he hates him.
Yeah.
Flippin' kid. Guido is pretty upset that Tonio is an aristocrat and not some castrati kid he can take home with him.
Yes. So you heard him sing.
Yeah. And it's best singer he's ever heard.
Indeed. Alright. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5
Guido.
begins with Guido.
Guido.
And with a brief description of the piazza.
Ooh.
It's raining, but it's warm. And, quote, the great stone floor seemed a solid sheet of shimmering water.
Ooh.
Great alliteration, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to point out Anne Rice's ability to... Cat! She's pushing our ghetto box around.
Bonnie, leave the box alone.
I just wanted to point out Anne Rice's ability to balance action and information. This opening paragraph for chapter 5 is mostly information. She's setting the scene and establishing the setting, which is how you ground the reader. Fucking cat. I'm trying to have a moment.
She's trying to talk, Bonnie. Rude.
Fuck off!
She's putting her scent on the box.
Kick her.
What?
These episodes always begin with your fucking cat being an asshole.
But she loves her mama and needs attention.
Jesus. Alright, so, can I talk now, Bonnie? Stupid idiot.
He's so mean to her.
So, Anne Rice is setting the scene and establishing the setting, which is how you ground the reader. It's especially important in a new chapter because more likely than not the reader has put down the book since the last chapter, so it helps them get back into the story. Mm-hmm. So this is information, but there's also action. There are figures darting around, and we quickly return to Guido sitting in the coffee house, so the description doesn't go on for too long. It's just long enough that the reader stays engaged without losing interest. Hi, I'm Raven. I'm a creative writing student. So,
We're not just having fun here reading. We're learning.
yeah. I'm here to learn you a thing. So Guido is sitting in the coffee house, not quite as drunk as he wants to be, wondering where he should head to next. He thinks Venice is magnificent, but he also feels confined here. So he sticks to the piazza mostly because it has the open sky. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, Venice is made up of a lot of narrow alleys and, like, that kind of shit.
I couldn't say. Never been.
I've only been in my dreams.
Oh.
And in this book. Someone walks into the coffee house and sits next to Guido. It's a man with a brutal face and a roughly shaven beard. The man asks if Guido has found what he's looking for. I'm assuming he means a singing student? Mm-hmm. Okay. Guido asks how the man knows him, since he doesn't know the man. The man says he has a pupil that might interest Guido and would like to go to Naples with him. Guido's like, yeah, okay, buddy. Don't be so certain.
Like,
He's gonna interest
standards.
me. Yeah. I wrote that too. I have standards, bitch. The man says Guido would be a fool to not be interested. Guido tells him to get to the point or go away.
Thank you.
And the man says, some eunuch you are.
What?
I don't know what he means by that.
What does that mean?
Yeah, like, okay. He's not allowed to have a sassy attitude because he has no balls. Get over yourself, dude. Guido reaches under his cape and grabs the handle of his stiletto.
Right? I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
The game of heels?
Yeah, so I had to look it up. A stiletto is a short dagger with a tapering blade, according to Google.
Yeah, I was in a knife.
But I was picturing him grabbing a woman's high-heeled
Like,
shoe
what?
from under his cloak. And that's a hilarious image. He just whips out a woman's shoe. He's like
with the heel.
Sticks in the man's eye. The man tells Guido to listen to him, and that Guido can't tell anyone what he is about to say, or there will be consequences. He tells Guido the boy is highborn and wishes to make a great sacrifice for his voice, but that others are telling him he cannot do it. So the operation needs to be done quickly and secretly, and that it's the boy's wish to leave as soon as it's done. He tells Guido to go to the town of Flavigo. I'm not saying that right, but whatever. South of Venice, and the boy will come to him. Guido asks who the boy is, and says his parents must consent or the inquisitors of the state would have issue with it. Mm-hmm. The man says that he is Venetian and Guido isn't, and to do what he says. So I guess he's suggesting he knows more about Venetian law than Guido does. I don't know what he means.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but Guido would know what's necessary for a castrato.
Clearly, this guy has ulterior motives.
Well, we know that, but
he's not quite honest.
Guido demands again to know who the boy is, and the man tells him he has heard the boy sing earlier. So Guido knows what he's talking about now. He's shocked and he does not believe him.
Yeah, thank you, Guido. Someone is smart.
Yes. And the man just tells him to prepare to leave immediately. Oh, shit. Later, Guido stands outside his door in the rain. Is he in Flavigo at this point? I don't remember.
I think
No.
possibly still in
You're
Venice.
Right. You're right. He feels, quote, the unusual exhilaration of cunning, end quote. Interesting language there. The unusual exhilaration of cunning gets you to think, huh? And part of him says to get out of this situation right away. But another part of him says it's going to happen whether he benefits from it or not. So, obviously this is a sketchy situation because of the whole, this needs to happen in secret, blah, blah, blah. But does Guido realize that Tonio is also unwilling? Or does he actually believe he wants to do it?
I think he's more confused at first. Like, what is going on? Why are you doing this? Like, maybe he does want to. Maybe he doesn't. He's so confused.
Oh, okay.
I would be like, kind of like, what?
Right. So he just has no idea. He just knows something's really
there's something
sketchy.
off.
Yeah. Someone approaches Guido at this point and tells him to come. Then we cut to Tonio. He's in the tavern, drunker than he's ever been.
Shit-faced.
when he spots these 3 men emerging out of the gloom, and he recognizes them. At this point, I was like, are these Carlo's big, beefy bodyguards? I was right. Tonio panics, but he's so drunk he can't move, and he tries to plan an escape through his stupor, but then one of the men comes for him. Tonio says, my brother's gonna have me killed. And he says this with a kind of wonder, like, wow, this is actually happening, huh?
I thought we were like, huh,
my brother's gonna have me killed.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Rendering.
He's like, huh, never thought it would come to this.
You asked for it, dumbass.
Yeah. The Bravo sits across. I love how we're victim blaming.
I know. He's 15, Jess.
Yeah. We gotta keep reminding ourselves. We're a lot older than this poor child.
Oh.
So the Bravo sits across from Tonio and tells him to come home, that Carlo wants to speak to him. Tonio's like, oh, hell no. He's like, I know what you're doing. So he gets up and
I will not die tonight.
Yeah. He gets up and he runs. He runs out into the calle, the narrow street. But someone grabs him by the canal. Tonio whips out his stiletto and digs it into something soft. Wow, woman's shoe! Stab, stab.
Nice. Louis the oh shit! Never mind.
Was that like half a joke that didn't happen? Okay.
I'm like, oh, brain fart. I don't remember what they're called.
What were you gonna say though? Okay. So Tonio digs his stiletto into something soft, presumably a person, then drops it, and his mouth is wrenched open.
Damn, son.
And this just got really dark really fast.
Force fed.
Yeah, like, Jesus Christ, this is
more
violent
wine.
and disturbing.
Here's some more wine. He's already fucking hammered as shit.
Yeah. It says a wedge is forced between his teeth. And he feels the first draft of wine. So someone's force feeding him more wine.
Mm-hmm. Getting him really drunk.
Yeah. He's already really drunk, so it's
he's
like...
already hammered.
He's trying to get him poisoned.
Blackout.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
So, Tonio starts throwing up. His body is finally rejecting it. And he can't close his mouth, and he feels like he's drowning. And then we cut back to Guido. This is getting fucking intense.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like cutting back and forth. It's like a movie. It's nuts. Shut up, cat. No one asked you. Guido is lying in bed in the town of Flobbigo. So now he's in Flobbigo. And it's about an hour before dawn. He knows about the spies of the Inquisitors of State in Venice. He knows they are everywhere and that they know everything. And that they can arrest or execute anyone at any time. Mm-hmm. And likely for any reason that they feel like.
Right? It's guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah. He knows that the Tresci's are a powerful family, and the castration of children is illegal without medical reasons or parental consent. He also knows about how every eunuch he had ever known had had the operation when they were very young. Mm-hmm. He isn't sure why. He's not sure if it's better for the voice or if it's like the safest time to get it done. But Tonio's 15, so he's older than usual. But even though Guido knows all this stuff, he isn't thinking about it. Instead, he's thinking about Tonio's voice. So now we have a flashback to when he first heard Tonio's voice. Guido had been lying in bed, just as he is now, thinking about how it was time to go home to Naples. He would regret leaving Venice, which had both enchanted and repelled him. But he has 2 boys waiting for him in Florence, neither of them exceptional, and he fears some criticism from his superiors for not finding anything better. But he's also tired of all the traveling and searching, and he wants to get back to teaching.
About time.
Yes. I wonder how long he's actually been traveling. Does it say?
No, I can only assume months because he's going by a horse, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah. Then he hears the singing. A perfect soprano with exquisite tone and remarkable agility. This is interesting because I was just watching a YouTube video earlier from Tristan Paredes. He's He's a vocal coach, and he was talking about vocal agility. So, interesting.
Why are you watching that?
Because I'm a wannabe singer. You didn't know?
I had no idea.
No, it's just entertaining. He'll watch Genius interviews and critique the singing, and it's just interesting to hear him talk about what makes a good singer and what doesn't.
I'd like to learn to scream.
Like screamo?
Yeah, like rage metal scream. I feel like that would take a lot of stress out. I'd feel so calm afterwards.
So I actually learned from him that it can be pretty unsafe.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Take lessons from professionals.
Yeah. You need to learn. It's called vocal distortion.
Yeah.
So you need to learn a safe way to do it.
That's why I don't want to be screaming, but
it
sounds fun.
If you're just literally screaming into a mic, that's not going to be good for you. Didn't that happen to Chester Benning?
Linkin Park guy?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he couldn't scream anymore in his music because he fucked up his voice. But anyway, he hears this perfect soprano and he runs to his window and looks down, but he doesn't see anything. Mm-hmm. It's the first time in his life that he can't identify the voice. Is it a man or a woman or a child? He decides it must be a castrato. And he also recognizes the sadness in the voice. So he puts on his shoes and goes outside to search for the singer. When he sees Tonio, he recognizes that he's rich and almost a man. I love that he can see right away that he's rich, just from
just as close.
Yeah.
I think it's at the time where you can really tell.
Yeah. I think they mentioned specifically the lace at his throat.
Yeah, his fine lace.
Yeah. He also recognizes that he's almost a man. He's both surprised and not surprised. And end of flashback, because we're cutting back to Tonio. Tonio's in a room. There are people muttering and moving around. And this instantly brought me back to Guido's castration at the beginning of the book. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck, no.
Tonio.
They're doing callbacks for a reason, and this is fucked. Mm-hmm. Tonio recognizes the voice of one of Carlo's bravos, Giovanni, and he can't understand why they haven't killed him yet. Okay, so at this point, Tonio. I call him Twino. Tonio still doesn't know what's going on. But he opens his eyes and he can see a dirty man holding a valise, which is apparently a small traveling bag or suitcase, which I had to look up.
Adorable.
And he's saying, this dirty man is saying he won't do it because the boy is too old. Giovanni tells him he's not too old and tells him to do as he's told. So this is the guy who cuts the dicks off. And he keeps his tools in the
testicles.
We get it, okay? Tonio doesn't understand what they're talking about, but we sure do. But the cutter dude guy says he won't have any part of this.
Yep, he has morals.
Yes, he says he's a surgeon, not a butcher. But Giovanni shoves him towards Tonio, and then a whole lot of shit goes down.
Yeah, so you fucking do it, go.
Yeah. I actually wanted to read this part directly from the book.
Ooh!
Because I really like how the action is written.
Nice!
So, yoink.
Go to chapter 5.
147.
Oh, you wrote that shit down?
Yes, I did. Okay. Yes. Tonio rose up just as Alonso's hands came down to hold him, his momentum heaving him forward so that he knocked the gaunt man out of his path. The whole room blazed before him as he struggled, kicking out with both feet as he was lifted off the floor. He saw the valise fly open. He saw the knives dropping out of it. He heard that man mumbling some frantic prayer. Then he had a man's face in his hand, and he was gouging it with his right fist, pounded into the man's middle. Oh, no. He was gouging it while his right fist pounded into the man's middle, knocking him back. Things broke around him. There was the splitting of wood, and suddenly he swung round free, falling because he hadn't expected it. The rain was coming down on him. He'd gotten away. He was running.
Nice.
I love the chaos of this scene.
He's fighting.
Yeah. I feel like it really captures how the situation would actually feel for Tonio. Like, so much is happening that he can't really focus on any one thing for too long.
And he's very intoxicated.
That too, yes. So there are movements and sounds that he can't quite identify because he's panicked and he's wasted and he's busy trying to escape. But yeah, I like that scene.
I too.
Even though it's disturbing.
It was pretty disturbing to read.
Yeah. So anyway, Tonio was running. I thought for a second he might actually get away. But nope. They catch him and carry him back into the room. And they force his legs open and he's screaming. And this is just horrific. I hate this. Quote, "And with the first cut of the knife, he knew the battle was lost. And he knew just what they were doing to him." End quote.
Yeah. Adios. Testes.
And how is this not the end of the chapter?
It's still going.
It's still going. We cut back to Guido, who is still in Flovigo. It's morning now, and there's a knock at his door. It's the man who had spoken to him at the coffee house. Carlo's Bravo guy. The man gives Guido some papers and a packet, which turns out to be Guido's letters of introduction from Naples, which he hadn't even known was missing. So he's kind of pissed about that. They, like, jacked his stuff. But why did they need this? Letters of introduction? I don't know what that is.
Me neither. I didn't even clue in to Google this shit. Letters of introduction.
Letters of introduction.
Isn't he checking out? Where the fuck? Oh.
Maybe it's supposed to, like...
I've looked at my phone, but turns out I left it in the kitchen.
Do you want me to look it up? I'm literally staring into my computer.
Oh, you can do it. Speed. Letters of introduction.
I don't think it's going to give us what we want.
Probably not.
A letter of introduction does exactly what it implies. It introduces one party to another party. The entire purpose of the letter is to make the introduction. These types of letters are essential in building business and customer relationships. So maybe Guido uses these to give to the parents of, like, the children that he's taking.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because it's kind of like a business deal.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to take your kid and chop his dick off and...
Testes!
You get this piece of paper. I'm just going to ignore you from now on.
Testosterone is in the testes.
It's the testes. I just like saying the phrase.
Just say
cut the dick off.
The dick is still there.
I get it.
How are you gonna explain? Man.
Okay.
I'll get back to you.
So that's what was in the packet. But the papers all declare Mark Antonio Tresci's intention to submit to castration to preserve his voice. And they're all signed by him as well. Not quite sure how they did this. Did they, like, force him to do
forged
it?
Or forged it, I would think.
Yeah.
I can't see a fucking hammered as fuck kid.
Yeah.
Here's a pen. Sign these papers.
Yeah.
While he's fighting to get the fuck out.
And we know he's, like, completely unconscious at this point, so... He wouldn't even be able to hold a pen anyway. One of the papers says he intends to enroll in Guido's conservatorio in Naples under his teaching. Guido protests, saying he didn't instigate this, but the Bravo just tells him there's a carriage waiting to take them to Naples. He also gives Guido Tonio's purse, and also says the boy won't see another Zecchino until he is enrolled at the conservatorio.
Did you Google Zecchino?
Yeah, I did. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to say what it is?
It's money.
Yeah. It's an old gold coin of Italy. And
I was like, zucchinis?
I didn't do enough research to find this out for sure, but I think it might also be the origin of the word sequin.
Ah.
Yeah. Because it's like a little shiny disc on, like, women's clothing, right?
Yeah.
I like how I'm, like, making...
Did it have a little hole in the middle, too?
The coin? Maybe. Actually, I kind of want to look up a picture now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't doodle a picture.
I didn't.
People are loving your doodles on our Facebook page.
What the fuck?
They are. They get all the likes.
Oh my goodness. So popular. No.
It's just a...
Looks like a regular old school coin.
Just an old coin, kind of
then what
like
the fuck is
irregular
this?
looking. Like it's not a perfect sphere like our current coins. Stamped with images of like Christian.
Yeah, definitely looks Christian
imagery. Which makes sense because it's Italy. So that's the Zucchino.
That's a coin.
Not a zucchini, a Zucchino. I'm hilarious. Hi, I'm Raven. So the Bravo is saying Tonio will receive no more money until he is enrolled. So they still intend to keep him wealthy?
Yeah,
I guess just to keep him out of Venice.
I guess Carlo still has some sort of soft spot, even though he's like, fuck you, takes his balls. I'm going to be head of this house.
Yeah.
Kid.
Guido is spooked. He says the family and the Venetian government must know he had nothing to do with this. But the Bravo says no one will believe that.
Yeah.
The man tells them that he should leave now and get as far away from Venice as quickly as he can while Tonio is still unconscious. And apparently they've been keeping him under with the use of opium. Also fucked. He also tells Guido to take care of Tonio, as he is the only one who can exonerate him. Why are they advising him this? Like, couldn't Tonio indict Carlo?
You would think so, but
I don't understand.
I feel like this kid is just so vulnerable that he was easily taken advantage of by Carlo.
Yeah.
And Carlo was just so malicious that Tonio really, really didn't see it coming.
But doesn't Carlo think that after he takes this much drastic action against Tonio, that Tonio might, I don't know, want to have revenge? And be like, oh, you know
Right?
what? I know exactly who did this to me.
You know what? Tonio's been a little bitch this entire time. Carlo's like, this is a little bitch. He's not gonna do shit to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Tonio's he's never really been like hard.
Yeah, he's
tough.
Really soft kid. Takes things a bit personally. Spends his days drinking instead of dealing with his problems.
Yeah. Even before that, he was just really well-mannered and like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good kid, I guess.
So, Guido goes to the house where Tonio is being kept and sees that his face is covered in blood and his neck and face are all bruised and his hands and feet are bound and he looks dead.
He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Naturally.
This isn't good.
Naturally. Guido is horrified.
Yep.
I wonder if he could have done anything to stop this.
Yeah, he could have possibly, like, even, like, said something to someone. Even, like, Alessandro there, they knew each other. He knew the Beppo.
But at that point, there was no plan to do this.
When the Bravo first came to him, there was a plan.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So, yeah, it just makes me wonder if he could have said something to stop it at that point. So, Guido sees the bloodstained mattress and the knives lying around. He approaches Tonio and looks at the mutilation. The scrotal sac has been gashed, its contents cut out, and crudely cauterized. This is fucking awful, and it makes me sick.
Describes, like, they didn't cut it off. He just opened it up, took out the testes, and left it to freaking shrivel up and fall off.
Oh my god.
Thanks for the imagery, Anne.
Guido also spots what the narrator calls the boy's organ. So his penis. And he notices that it has gained its first few inches of manhood, and this terrifies him. Because I guess he had lost his voice the second he had reached manhood, so I think at this point he's probably worried about Tonio's voice, that it would have all been for nothing.
Yeah.
But Guido looks at Tonio's chest and touches his face, and there's no sign of any hair growth. So this comforts him a little. Then the Bravo appears at the door and tells him to take Tonio to Naples now. He says to teach him to sing, and that if he doesn't stay there, he will starve, because he will receive no money from his family. He also says the boy should be grateful he still has his life, because he will lose it if he ever tries to return to the Veneto. And that's the end of chapter 5.
Fuck.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I guess they're partially paying him to just stay there and not try to come back.
Yeah. Or threats of death if he ever tries to.
Yeah.
It's a bit terrifying.
Yeah. So that was probably the most action-packed, intense chapter we have read so far. It was fucking intense. But let's move on to... Well, is there anything you wanted to add, actually, before we move on? Stop rubbing your boobs.
Just stretching. I think we got everything.
Okay. So, chapter 6.
Which is pretty short, but a little bit condensed.
Yeah, it's kind of like the aftermath of
what happened.
Everything that happens. Yeah. So, back in Venice, Carlo is awakened by Katrina, who is holding a letter from Tonio that confesses his intention to undergo the operation and enroll in the Conservatorio in Naples. Right away, messengers are dispatched, and soon every government spy in Venice is searching for Tonio. Ernestino and his band of singers are arrested.
Sad.
Yeah. Angelo, Beppo, and Alessandro are summoned for questioning. By the end of the day, all of Venice knows about the situation, and it's the talk of the town. Physicians from all over are also being questioned. Several patrician men and women give the offices of state information about the young maestro from Naples, who had asked repeatedly about the patrician street singer. Beppo eventually confesses to bringing them together, Guido and Tonio.
Yep.
And he is imprisoned immediately.
Which is sad. Oh my gosh, but I guess it was the time.
Freaking yikes. This aftermath, though.
Mm-hmm.
Carlo, in a great feat of acting, blames himself, saying he should have recognized the danger of Tonio's addiction to music. It does say that his despair is real, however, because he's at the point where he isn't sure if this whole plan is going to work out, and he's scared of something going wrong.
Yeah.
Scared he's going to be exposed, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Mariana tries to throw herself out her window.
Too little, too late.
Oh, Jesus. And she has to be restrained by the servants.
Mm.
And Bettina describes how nothing, not food, drink, or women, could keep Tonio from singing.
Me, Bettina, it's a little wench.
Little wench. By midnight, no one has found the maestro or Tonio, and the police continue to interrogate every physician they can get their hands on.
Mm.
Ernestino is freed by this time and tells everyone how terrified Tonio was of losing his voice, and it's still all anyone will talk about. The next morning, Katrina's husband shows up at the house. So yeah, she's married, but she still slept with her cousin, and that's fucking nasty, Katrina.
You're nasty, Katrina.
You nasty.
But...
What?
Oh, Katrina's little turnaround at the end. Go on.
Oh, yeah. She thinks everyone is crazy to believe that this is the truth. That he would go get his dick cut off.
Yeah.
And she immediately blames Carlo. She thinks he has had Tonio killed. But her husband, who is a senator, says there's no evidence of a crime. Katrina is hysterical. She says if Tonio is found alive and well by this time tomorrow... is not found alive and well by this time tomorrow, Carlo is a dead man. She will see to it herself. Her husband tells her that it is likely that Tonio is either dead or gelded. So if Katrina takes Carlo's life herself, she will be solely responsible for the extinction of the House of Tresci.
Mm.
That's intense. And that's the end of chapter 6.
Like, at least someone realized that Carlo's a piece of shit, motherfucker, no good. Dad.
Piece of shit, motherfucker,
Deadbeat
son
dad.
of a bitch, deadbeat, piece of shit, fucking cunning, conniving little bitch. Like, I could go on forever. That's the end of part 2 of Cry to Heaven.
What?
Holy shit, we did it.
Hmm.
Holy shit. What are we going to be reading next time?
Part 3.
How long is part 3?
So there's 8 chapters in part 3.
Okay. Holy crap. So, in the next episode, we're going to do half of part 3. And then in the episode after that, we're going to do the second half of part 3.
So 1 to 4 and then 4 to 8.
Yes. Should we announce the next book?
Yeet, son. Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, we already decided on the next book.
Yeah.
To read after this. And I'm pumped. I'm
pretty
excited.
Pumped
I love these books. I've only read 3 of them. But they're fantastic. And I'm super excited.
too. You guys are going to be excited too. All right. Jess, announce what the next book is going to be.
Song of Ice and Fire Part 1. Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yay, yay.
Yay. Let's
A
do
night,
it.
a yay,
Let's
yay.
read this book.
Yeah, we're going to be reading a Game of Thrones, bitches.
Yes.
So, if you're not into this dark, gothic,
Historical
revenge,
fiction.
historical fiction, but you're into
Fantasy.
medieval fantasy like me, then get your popcorn.
Your groove on, yo.
Because after we're done Cry to Heaven, we're going to be reading A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Yes, the book that inspired the TV show, the hit HBO TV show, Game of Thrones, starring Kit Harington,
Yeah,
Peter Dinklage,
Oh, nice. What else have you got?
Amelia Clark.
Oh, wow.
That's it. That's it. They're the 3 main people. Oh my god. Gwendolyn Christie.
Ah.
That's Brienne. I love her.
Me too.
Oh my god. We're about to watch episode 3 of Game of Thrones.
I'm really anxious. Man, these last 2 episodes, like, I can't relax when I'm watching. I'm, like, at the foot of at the very edge of the couch, and I'm, like, shaking. I'm like, oh, shit!
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be cray.
We have 30 minutes till it starts.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kitty.
What have you done?
What
lately?
have I done lately?
What's
Last
new?
Saturday, I went to 420. Downtown Vancouver.
And?
Showed up around 3. It was pretty crowded. We loaded up on drugs.
Okay.
We went with our mother. I went with my
kinda
mother.
Weird.
She only wanted to hang out downtown with me. Because I guess she's lonely. Raven. Yeah. And I guess she wouldn't tolerate it. So we split up when we first got there. She wanted to take selfies on the beach. She didn't want to witness us buying drugs. Even though they're legal. And then Johnny and I went to go smoke a joint. And we came back to go find her. And it had tripled the amount of people there.
Holy fuck.
It was fucking insane. And we got trapped in a sea of people. And Johnny had a straight up anxiety attack.
Oh my god.
Because there was so many people. Like, there's people going, what the fuck is going on? Like, everyone is fucked up. I'm straight up manic. I'm, like, laughing my head off.
Oh my god.
Because it was insane. But we finally managed to find Mom behind the porta potties, just looking, like, totally terrified at the amount of people. And as soon as I was like, Mom, and she sees me and she comes running and wraps her arms around me. And she's like, don't ever leave me again.
Oh my god.
She was so scared. Yeah, we booked it right after that. We're like, okay, fuck this.
Yeah.
And we left. Yeah, and Mom was really happy. She showed us the street she used to live on with Dad.
Mm.
And then we walked Canada Place and she took selfies there.
She's obsessed
Mom
with
and her
taking pictures
selfies.
of herself.
Yeah. But it was a good day.
Alright, well that's good.
Mm-hmm. Just like, it was nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
it's supposed to be every year though.
Yeah, a few years ago I went to 420 and it was like nowhere near at that amount of people. Like,
Really?
whoa.
I mean, I've never been, but I've always heard that it's a madhouse.
Oh man. Last time I went it was just chill and cool. And this was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'll go again, but earlier, just to buy stuff, but then we're getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I have no interest in...
So the only reason you went was to buy weed?
Yeah. Get the good shit. And edibles. I want edibles. They're not legal yet.
Get that good. Get that sweet green. Get that ganja. I don't do
There's
drugs.
a lot of mushrooms too there. Chocolate mushrooms.
Chocolate mushrooms?
Well, basically ground mushrooms in chocolate.
Oh. Okay. Not like mushrooms dipped in chocolate.
Yeah, just buying stuff that isn't quite legal yet. Like edibles and shrooms.
Oh, okay.
Worth it though. Johnny liked it until the crowd came.
Yes. And she had an anxiety attack.
Oh! While we're walking to Canada Place, we came across the library.
Okay.
Yeah. And he loved it. I made him go in.
Wait,
because I love the library.
Vancouver Public Library?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he loved it in there. Like, he loved how quiet it was. Yeah. He wants to go back just to visit the library.
There's libraries here,
like,
dude.
Oh, yeah. But I want to show him, like, the 4 floors, or is it 5 floors? I don't know. But I think you can spend hours there. They have a bubble tea shop in there, too.
Yeah. And it's, like, cool architecture, too.
It is cool. It reminds me of the Roman Colosseum.
Yeah. The architect denies that he copied the Colosseum, but... I don't know if I believe him. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's it. How far are we in the book right now? We are not far at all.
No, we're like a quarter. Damn, son.
We're not far at all.
Damn. How long is this book?
Okay, we're a little beyond a quarter.
Okay, we're closer
maybe
to
a third.
1/2. Okay, I guess 1/3 is
maybe
good.
a third of the way through the book.
A little bit less than 1/3.
Yes.
What else is going to happen in this book?
Yeah. Holy.
I feel like a lot of the intense scenes happened already in the beginning.
Yeah, true. But yeah. So once we're done Cry to Heaven, we're doing a Game of Thrones. So if you don't have it, buy it. I went to Costco.
Oh, shit. Nice.
I sent you that snap, right?
Oh yeah, you did. Those are cool looking books.
I got all 5 of A Song of Ice and Fire. And they're like these cool, like leather-bound looking copies. And it's all 5 of them. And it was only $40. I lost my shit.
Oh my god.
And they're beautiful.
Oh my god. Because each book goes for fucking...
like $13.50. If you get the small ones, they're like $13.50.
That's so cheap. The ones I've been buying are like regular sized novels, and they're freaking
like that size.
30 to no, they're the size of this.
Those are the $13.50 ones.
Ones I've been buying at Chapters are like close to 30, 40, even $50.
Are they hardcover?
No.
What? Do you have them?
Yeah.
Show me one right now. Because what? Are you serious?
It is only $10.
Yeah, I told you.
Why didn't I buy more? Yeah, mine is $10.
Yeah, $13.50 for those copies.
What?
And they were pretty recently. They were 2 for $15 at Indigo.
Shit! I
Yeah.
could have loaded up on more of them because I only have 3.
So I got all of them before I found the ones at Costco. So I gave all the old ones to Mom. She wants to read them.
I can't imagine her reading these novels.
Well, she watches the show, which I wouldn't have expected, but...
What?
Before she started watching, I would not have expected her to like it.
Oh, watches the show. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, she loves the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I introduced her to it. I also introduced Dad to it.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed with it, too.
Well, they're fucking fantastic show, yo.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even have to be a fan of medieval fantasy to like it. It's all character-driven, which is
the storyline itself and the characters makes it a really intense show.
Mm-hmm. It's like all the intersecting, like, storylines of all the characters is really cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, because each chapter per se is basically each a different character you're reading from the point of view.
I flipped through and saw that.
Yeah, and I just love like getting to know them, and as they slowly throughout the books get to like meet each other, and the story starts like, coming together and wrapping up, and like, wow.
So you've read the first 3?
Yeah.
Do you own all of them?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
I need to own them though, because these are fucking phenomenal books, and the show is phenomenal.
Agreed.
And I love them.
I'm going to show the show to a couple of my coworkers who have never seen it before.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm gonna watch it
so
with them.
Exciting.
It's really exciting to show it to people who've never seen it.
Oh.
And I know like all the intense stuff that's gonna happen.
I really want the upstairs, Johnny's dad and the stepmom, to start watching it too. Just because they're starting to like some shows, like they started watching The Walking Dead and they liked it.
Oh, okay.
But I think Walking Dead sucks with each season after like season 5.
Whatever the prison season was, I think that was the last good season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it, the season where they were separated after the prison and slowly got together. I really liked those little stories with each character.
I don't think I remember that one that well.
I like those.
Okay.
The one where Rick bites off that guy's throat.
What?
Remember that?
No.
I thought that was badass.
I think I
That's
just
when I first liked
really
Carl.
Quick. Oh.
After they left the prison and they were struggling on their own, and Carl had his own episode where you saw him, like, really got to know him for a little bit, and I was like, holy shit, Carl is not my favorite character. Oh. So I was a bit peeled when I found out he died, and stopped watching it then.
Spoilers.
Oh shit. Don't worry,
it's really old. But yeah, I mean, there's gonna be Walking Dead spoilers right now. I'm gonna say something too. So if you're watching Walking Dead, turn this off now. But you should know this stuff already if you're actually
if you pay attention to any like sort of social media around.
But yeah,
Walking Dead.
So I was struggling through, I think, a couple seasons after the prison season.
Yeah.
I was struggling through that one, and then that's when I had it spoiled for me that Glenn gets actually killed. Ugh. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Because Glenn was always my favorite. So I was like, fuck this bullshit. Too. I was over it.
I thought it wasn't that bad because it just wasn't like, it didn't seem like it was done just for shock value and for views. Like, it was like, Negan is a piece of shit, crazy psycho character. Mm-hmm. But I feel like afterwards more deaths started happening that were just for shock value and for views.
Right.
Ratings. Which pissed me off.
I feel like they felt like they had to kill Glenn because of that little dupe that they did where they like pretended to kill him off, but then he actually came back.
Well, in the comics he's killed by Negan.
Oh, is he?
In the exact same way.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. So it was that part. It could have been foreshadowing with his little under the garbage thing.
Yeah.
But it was an actual thing that happens in the comics. Which is why I'm kind of like, even though I hate Glenn dying, I'm kind of okay with it, but I didn't like other characters dying, like fucking Carl. I didn't think Carl deserved to die.
Yeah, I don't really know anything
I thought Carl had so much potential growing up in this zombie world. Why is he dying when he could have been surpassing Rick?
How does he die?
Some badass. I don't know. He's probably bitten.
Oh, you just found out you didn't watch that?
Nope. Okay. Johnny is always spoiling himself with this show. He loves to spoil himself with everything he loves.
That's awful.
I have no understanding of it.
Yeah, he was telling Mike to spoil Endgame for him.
Yeah, he was like, just tell him what happens. And I'm like, what the fuck, Johnny?
Yeah, Mike would never. Yeah. He knows I would throttle him in his sleep.
Yeah, so I just stopped watching when I found out Carl died. Right. I was like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that was me with Glenn. I was like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
He was the only reason I was still watching, so I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I guess that's it.
Yeah, I guess so. What time is it? Oh, shit. 12 minutes. Let's get the fuck out of here.
We're gonna go get Game of Thrones set up. Alright, thanks for listening, guys. Definitely, buy a Game of Thrones, because we're gonna read that next. But keep listening to these ones, too, because
watch the show, because it's fucking fantastic. What are you doing? Watch the fucking show.
All right. Let's plug our stuff really quick. My Instagram is Crimby. Jessica's is jess.egan24.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Check out my website, ravenegan.wordpress.com. You can see some of my writing on there. And that is it?
Let's go.
Oh, I mean, we have a Facebook group as well. You can find us if you just search Tea is Good, Books Are Better podcast on Facebook. You can join the group.
Nice.
And that is all we have right now.
Cool beans.
All right. Thanks for listening. We're going to go watch Game of Thrones.
Whoop, whoop.
Bye-bye.